Hey, welcome back to this mini lecture. I normally have a title slide, but for today, I'm going right to a graphic to let you explore. Do you have any quick thoughts on this? What do you think of any of these things that you see in front of you? Another question, slightly more narrow. What specifically are these? What is depicted here on this slide? What do you see in front of you? And finally, what do they mean? And use the numbers if you're sort of thinking about it. Number 1 does this, number 5 does this, etc., etc. Let me go through each of them for you. So on the left, it describes graphical code. On the right, it describes semantics. So basically, for the first one, number 1, these shapes, this star is connected to this box by this contour, this line. And it shows that these two entities, whatever they are, in fact related, and that there's a path between them. The second one, these shapes are connected by different lines, different contours of different thickness. So what you'd sort of presume from seeing this is that the relationship between the gray and the pinkish square and the green ball is stronger than the gray and the gray square and the orange ball because the line connecting them is thicker. Number 3 sort of shows how color and texture of the connecting contour can come into play. Really more specifically, like I would focus more on the texture of the line. For example, I'd say that the blue star and the orange ball have sort of the most traditional sort of smooth, direct relationship, while I'd say that the relationship between the pinkish square and the orange ball is kind of, it's intermittent. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, which is slightly different than the orange ball and the gray square, where it's like it's like an on-off. Part times it's on, sometimes it's off, although it's direct. So again, these shapes definitely sort of show you the type of relationship. In number 4, you see that these different shapes are enclosed by contour or a common texture or a common color. So the 4 pinkish balls on the left are connected to one another purely because they're surrounded by that blue contour line. In contrast, those 3 pink balls are connected because they're within that same kind of bluish color. And then you sort of see again, because of these contour lines and these colors, that the 4 balls on the left and the 3 balls on the right are separately related. Like the ones on the left are in one group, the one on the right are in a different group. But then the one commonality between them is that they're all sort of the same color pink and size of ball. And number 5, you see these different nested regions and they're partitioned. The one on the left is the green line all around. And then within that, there's various shapes. So the green within that, the orange is nested within that, and then the gray square is nested within that. On the right, there's a hierarchy where the blue surrounds everything, and then that blue shape is divided into 3 partitions. And then finally, attached shapes shows different parts of a conceptual structure. Regardless of what these things are, you see the ones on the left, the 3 entities that are around the pinkish rounded rectangle, you might want to say, they are less central to that concept or that pink than when you see the gray rectangle with the green and the orangish shapes to them, because they align more inside them. So again, these different graphical codes lead to different semantic understandings. And I think the biggest realization I want you to get from this is that this isn't particularly deliberate. Just over our lives, as we've gotten older and more sophisticated, we intuitively encode and decode relationships, like you saw them that we went by them before. And then we should try to leverage these encodings and decodings when we design information. Because people intuitively think these ways, you might as well take advantage. That was Making Sense of Graphical Codes. Thanks for watching.